So, okay, if you have a strap or a kitchen towel, feel free to have that because sometimes that's just nice and easy to have. A blanket is always kind of a nice thing too for extra support on the neck or the shoulders. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to have you get started on your backs again because I'm going to just do a little bit of back stretches from there. So if that's not an option for you, feel free to sit upright as well. So as you come all the way onto your backs, so same sort of idea here. So you can have your feet mat width apart, knees towards each other, legs extended, soles of your feet together, knees apart. If you have blocks at home, you can always place a block underneath your knees. One hand on heart center, one hand on belly. So close your eyes. And this first few, just let your breath come in and out with ease. Okay, so we'll start out with a little bit of opening here. Deep belly breaths. Right. I might move a little bit closer. If you can't continue to hear me too well, let me know or pull up the volume on your end as well too. The poor computer's getting a huge workout this year from constantly doing Zoom, so I kind of wonder if the audio is a little off. Okay, so as you're here, just concentrate on inhaling. Think of this expansiveness, yeah? Right into the belly. And then as you exhale, release. Inhale. And then exhale. And continue here. If you're more of a visual person, I gave you the option last week of this visual of a flower that's blooming with each inhale. You're just slowly opening up. And then as you close, as you exhale, rather than closing really tightly, think of it as kind of closing just lightly here. And then inhale, re-expand. And then exhale, close. And one of the things I've been exploring is just kind of releasing with this exhale, especially post-pregnancy. It's something that I've discovered that we tend to hold a ton of tension in our core, kind of that core, the idea of like sucking in the core. So letting that go and letting your pelvic floor release, letting your diaphragm just lift, and then as you exhale, gently release down, because you want to kind of have this sense of ease with your breath, kind of like a trampoline rather than jumping on a concrete floor. Great. And then now adding on with your arms, but continue with this ease of breath. So each time you inhale, maybe lift your arms up, maybe up towards the ceiling here first. And then as you exhale, release your arms down. Yeah, so this kind of depends on how your shoulders are feeling right now. Inhale, just gonna have this nice stretch overhead. And then exhale, release. So make sure that the arms remain fairly light. Like it's kind of, there's a sense of floating up and then releasing down. And even if you start small, now as you start to get a little bit more warmed up, you might find that the motion gets a little bit bigger. And then just as gently as the arms float down, start to bring your knees to your chest and start to move a little bit side to side, hugging the knees in towards your chest. And then start to add in a circle, and that's going to release through the sacrum, the low back. Then reverse your circle. As you come right back center, set your feet about mat width apart, arms by your side, and start to windshield wiper your knees side to side here. So one knee gently falls in as the other opens out. And if one side is feeling kind of stuck or a little bit more tender, feel free to spend a little bit more time on that side. And then now adding on the head. So you'll be looking in the same direction as your knees. So as your knees fall to the left, look to the left. As your knees fall to the right, look to the right. And continue. And when your knees go over to the right, just hold it there. And your left arm starts to reach up and down. You can come into a circle. You can cross your arm across your body and then reaching out. We'll take a deeper version of this in just a few more moments. And then slowly as you come right back up, switch your knees over towards the left, and your right arm this time starts to circle. It can move up and down. So any variation. If reaching your arms upwards is not an option, you can just have your arms kind of slide on the ground. And then slowly come right back center. And then from here, just doing a little bit more breath coordination with movement here. But this first one, just hug your knees in towards your chest and reach your arms and your feet up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, rebend. Inhale, reaching right back up. Exhale, rebend. So it's concentrating a little bit more into the hamstrings. So if your legs don't straighten out all the way, that's completely fine. This next time, hold your arms and your feet up towards the ceiling and start to circle your ankles, release your feet. You can always shake out your legs too. Sometimes those just feels really, really good to kind of release that. Okay, and then from here, I'm going to do just a little bit of a sequence here. So set your feet down to the floor on this next inhale. Just lift your arms and your hips up. Doesn't have to lift too high. One long exhale. You're going to release your hips, draw your knees in towards your chest. Inhale, reach your arms and your feet up towards the ceiling. Long exhale, set your feet down. And then inhale, lift your hips up, arms up. Exhale, lower your hips, gather your knees to your chest. Inhale, reach your arms and your feet towards the ceiling. And then exhale, set your feet down. Inhale, reach your arms up, your hips up. The little bridge pose. Exhale, lower as you gather your knees to your chest. Inhale, reaching up. Yeah, so coordinate your breath right here. And if you happen to forget one or the other, that's completely fine. Like I always say, it's not a dance sequence, so it's okay. But just make sure that you're coordinating with your breath. Some of you might take a little bit longer with the inhales or the exhales. Feel free to take that full time. And then this next time, as your hips lower, gather your knees in towards your chest. I'm just going to do a little bit more into the hips here. So once you do have your knees to your chest, again, take your time here. If you're finishing up that sequence, go ahead and finish that up. One hand on each knee, and you could just start to circle your knees away from each other and then towards each other. And then reverse that. So this next time, we're going to kind of flip back and forth by using a little bit more of opening and closing of the knees here. So side to side sort of motion. So inhale here, and then deep exhale out. Okay. As you inhale, you're going to slowly open up over to the right. Come on to a fetal position. Exhale. And then once again, with the inhale, you're going to just open. And then this next time, as you exhale, switch over to the other side. So your knees kind of fall in towards each other as you come onto one side. And then inhale, start with your top knee. Your top knee opens up and kind of leads the way as you come onto your back. Knees close towards each other as you slowly come onto one side. Yeah, so top knee lifts, your top shoulder lifts. So you're kind of dividing the movement in half here. And just sometimes the nice gentle rolling kind of is a nice way to warm up before you come into twists. Okay, and then next time you go from the left, just come back center, yeah? And then this time you'll just come all the way to your right. So now getting a little bit more into the right shoulder. So I do recommend having a pillow or a blanket right underneath your head, or even a block if you need just a little bit more height. So your head's a little bit more supported. And this next time you're just going to do this alarm clock. So this top hand, in this case, this left hand, you can slide it across your right, across your collarbones and reaching over. And then as you exhale, you can do the opposite. My assistant Mochi, if you haven't met him last week. Another option too is you could just sweep your top arm up and over and then exhale, close. Yeah, be really mindful about not overstretching that top shoulder if you're doing that option though. Third option is just doing this big circle. So you're creating this half circle with your top arm. And you can kind of experiment with all three and see which one feels the best to you. And then once again, adding on with the top leg. So as your top arm opens, top leg opens, and then exhale, close them once again. Yeah, so once again, you're moving one side of the body at a time here. In this case, just your left side. And then holding the top arm back and just pausing in this nice little twist. Top leg can lift up as well if that gives you a little more support. And then as you exhale, slowly release right back down and doing the alarm clock on the other side. So just simply flip around and same thing, start out nice and easy with the top arm. Yeah, so you're not going as far and just doing it with the top arm. So that could be kind of sliding, like you're reaching out and just putting the snooze button on and then sliding right back in. Yeah, or circling. And then as you feel pretty warmed up, maybe adding on the top leg, open, and then exhale, close. Perfect. And then just pausing in this twist on the side. So whatever variation that you like, you just have your arms reach out, knees towards one another, or that top foot can press down. So you're not twisting as deeply, but you are still using a little more support. Okay, and then slowly, when you're ready, coming right back center. This first one, I'm just gonna have you place your right ankle right above your left knee. Keep your left foot onto the floor, and this movement is small first. Just move a little bit side to side. And then gradually make it a little bit bigger. And finally, when you're ready, a little twist on your lower body, because the other one was more of your upper body. Bring your right foot towards the left. Your right knee draws away from your face just a tiny bit. Reach your arms out. And then slowly as you come back center, keep your legs exactly where it is. And just lower your right knee down. You can place a blanket or a block right underneath your right knee, so it cradles it a bit. This should start to kind of open up a little bit more through your hip flexor. Then slowly as you come right back center, set your foot down and bring your left ankle right above your right knee. And just move a little bit side to side. Small movements, gradually make it a little bit bigger. Right. And then whenever you feel ready, set your right foot down towards the left and pause here. This one again will open up a little bit more into the outer, in this case, the left outer hip. feel complete on this side, and lift up and bring your left knee towards the ground or onto a block or blanket. So you just kind of want to have this sense of release here. So you need that support, place it right underneath your knee. Okay, and then slowly as you come right back to center, set both feet down onto the floor. Final little low back here. So as you exhale, press your low back down onto the floor. Inhale, bring it back into a neutral spine. Exhale, press your low back into the floor. So just be really aware that you're not really squeezing into the glute muscles. Certainly not like bridge pose where there's a little bit more activation. This one's really nice and light right here. So it's like a very isolated cat-cow right into the low back. And it's also a little bit more core related too. Okay, and then slowly as you bring your low back into a neutral position, we'll come right back. Let's come up into child's pose to start and releasing through the low back. So you can reach your fingertips forward. You can have your hands right by your side if you wish. So, toes together, knees apart. Always a great option too, reaching all the way forward. So whatever your favorite child's pose is to you. So if your forehead doesn't touch the ground lightly, grab a block, grab a pillow. Get that little bit of elevation here so it supports your neck a little more. So breathe into the whole back body. We started out breathing into the front body. So as you inhale, really feel your whole back start to expand. And then exhale, contract a little. Inhale, open. And then exhale, contract. And with each exhale, let your tailbone release a little bit closer towards the floor. So you're releasing through the low back. And then slowly lift right back up onto tabletop, wrists underneath shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Continue with your breath. This time, cat-cow, inhale, chin up, chest up. As you exhale, open up right in between the shoulder blades. Inhale, chin up, chest up. Exhale, round back, push the ground away from you. And continue here, yeah. So isolating a little bit more in towards the most mobile part of your spine. So as you inhale, make sure that you're not shifting forward, because sometimes a tiny bit of shift tends to happen. So just kind of push the ground away and then release. And slowly as you come right back, center, extend your right leg straight back behind you. Dig the ball of your foot down. You're just going to push back, come forward, push back, come forward. Come right back center and extend your left leg straight back, push back, come forward, push back, come forward. Okay, so now adding on from here. So this particular flow, as you exhale, you're going to set your knees side by side, slide your hips back really briefly here, okay? And then inhale as you come up. You can A, just extend your right leg straight back, toes hovering off the floor, or B, lift your left arm forward. And then as you exhale, set both hands and knees back down, slide your hips back. And then inhale, you're going to come right back up. Left leg extends, maybe right arm reaches, and then exhale, slide back. I have a feeling I kind of cut out, so I'm just going to explain that once again. So inhale, you're going to reach, let your right leg extend, maybe your left arm extend, exhale, slide back. Okay. And then inhale, you're just going to alternate. So you can keep both hands down onto the ground, or opposite arm, opposite leg can also lift. Nice. Okay, good. I didn't lose anybody. Can never tell with internet. Yes. Perfect. Yeah, so nice and light and easy here. Okay, and then this next time, the left leg extends, right arm extends. Let that be your final one. And then slowly, as you come right back up at the tabletop, coming into a little bit of a side opener. So extend your right leg straight back, left leg angles out, bring your left hand underneath the shoulder as your right arm lifts up. Pause right here. So it's a lot of stacking of the joints, shoulders above your elbows, elbows above your wrists, and reach over. Okay, top arm can reach back. The outstretched leg can move back just a tiny bit, and then maybe turns into a little bit more of a back bend. So the main thing here is make sure that there's a sense of pushing away from the bottom arm. Yes. Top arm reaches. And then exhale, release your arms down. Set your knees side by side. Shins are parallel, and then switch. Right leg straight back. Left shin angles out. Bring your left heel down. Left arm lifts up. And then pause there. Nice. Okay, and then from there, as you exhale, come right back center. We'll do that flow once again, but this time with the side body here. Okay, so just take your time with this one. Sorry, very angry baby over there. So as you exhale, slide back into child's pose. Inhale, you're gonna come right back up. Angle your bottom shin, right leg extends, reach your arm up. There's some of you might wish to lift your top leg up. Go ahead, it's a little bit stronger. Exhale, both hands down, both shins parallel, slide back. And then inhale, lift. Angle your right shin, left leg extends, left arm extends. Maybe top leg lifts. Exhale, both hands and shins parallel. Release back. And then just continue here. So the pacing is going to be completely up to you. Some of you might want to go a little bit quicker, others a little bit more slow and deliberate. Or if you want to pause, yeah. Let's do one more to the right. And then you'll do one more to the left. And then exhale right here. Inhale, when you're ready, come up into your down dog, tuck your toes, lift your hips up and back, and start to shift your hips side to side. Fingertips are spread very, very wide right here. Ooh. Good to know, Meredith. Thank you. Yeah, I kind of wondered. And unfortunately, that's the bandwidth thing from the SAC. I can't really do very much about that. So yeah, slowly when you're ready, walk your feet towards your hands and come into your forward fold. So feet are hip width and parallel, just move a little bit side to side. Knees are really, really soft. Good. And then from here, hands above or below the knees, inhale halfway up, lengthen through spine, and then exhale, forward fold. Long inhale lifts you all the way up, sweep your arms all the way up, take hold of your right wrist, knees are soft, and then side bend over towards the right, opening up. And then as you exhale, side bend over towards the left and just open up right here. Yeah, come right back center, make a fist elbow or fist on your sacrum, elbows in, lift your chest up, and exhale, release your head back. Yeah, really nice. Yeah, nice, Elise. Good. And then slowly as you lift right back up, release your arms. Inhale, roll shoulders up. Exhale, roll back. Flip your palms forward. Okay, so your knees are really soft, doing just a little bit of pancake here. So as you exhale, flip your right palm back as you look towards your left. And then inhale, come right back center. Exhale, flip your left palm back as you look to the right. Back center. So just make sure that you're not twisting the arm, yeah? So it's like a little, tiny little flip as you look away. Tiny flip. And then back center. Okay, and then from here, as you come right back center, just doing half sun salutes. So knees are really soft. Inhale, reach your arms out and up. Knees are soft. Exhale, hinge forward. Hands above or below the knees. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Long inhale, straight spine. It sweeps you all the way up. A little bit of a back bend. Palms come together and trace them in line. Nice. Inhale, reach your arms out and up. Exhale, knees are soft, hinge. Good. Hands above or below the knees. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Long inhale lifts you right back up. Palms come together and then trace the midline. Nice. One more time in. And then exhale. Hands above or below the knees. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, forward fold. And then long inhale lifts you all the way right back up. Palms come together and then trace the midline. So wherever you are, you're going to ground down into your right foot. Step back with your left. So let's come into warrior one here. So back foot to a 45-degree angle. So you're about one leg distance away, more or less. And instead of kind of having your feet perfectly aligned where it's almost like you're on a balance beam, feel free to step your back foot out a few inches towards the left. It'll give you a little more support through the hips. So bend through your front knee, reach your arms all the way up. And just today, as you exhale, you're going to bend your elbows, straighten out your legs, your front leg, and then inhale, reach your arms up as you re-bend through the front knee. Exhale, bend as you straighten, and then reach your arms up as you bend through the front knee. And then just continue here and make sure that there's a sense of real groundedness into your front foot. And then just continue in that nice sense of ease. Yeah, nice, Rachel, that's it. Reaching up. And then as you exhale, pause right here. And then here, feel free to add a little bit of a back bend. So maybe drawing your arms back so your shoulder blades come towards each other and then lift up. Maybe your gaze lifts up. Have a little bit more groundedness through the feet and trust through the feet. Yeah, because anytime you can ground, then you have more space to open. And then slow inhalation, you're going to reach your arms up. This time you're going to come into a little bit of a side bend towards the left. So lengthen through spine, but drop your shoulders and then gently side bend slightly towards the left. So your hips are staying fairly neutral here. So now you're opening up right into the right side of your body. Inhale, you're going to come right back up. And then now on this next exhale, you're going to lift your back heel up as you lower your arms. Set just your back heel down as you lift your arms. Exhale, lift your back heel up. And then lower. Lift. That's it. And then lower. Yeah, it's a little bit stronger for the glutes, but it's also a nice opening right into the soles of your feet. And then this next time, tiny little balance, the tiniest. So you're going to shift a little bit more weight forward, hover your back toes an inch or two off the floor. So it is a little bit more turned out here. And then set both feet hip width and parallel. Ground down into both feet. Ground down into your left leg, and let's step back with your right. Okay. Back foot to a 45-degree angle. Bend through the front knee. Reach your arms all the way up. And then just pause here in warrior one. Yeah, so again, I encourage you to kind of find, if you're feeling really extra wobbly, step your, in this case, your right leg out just a tiny bit more. So it supports the width of your hips. Yeah. And then as you exhale, bend through the front knee, rebend or bend, straighten your front leg, and then bend through the front knee as you lift your arms. Let me coordinate that. There we go. And then straighten your front leg as you bend your elbows. And then reach. Okay. And then whenever you feel ready, feel free to hold the bend of your front knee, bend your elbows, and then just open up right here. Here, you don't want to get into the low back. So if you are getting into the low back, maybe not back bend quite as far, yeah? And there will be some feeling right into the hip flexor. It opens it up and strengthens it at the same time. And as slowly as your arms lift, lower your arms as you lift your back heel up. Set your back heel down as your arms lift. Exhale. And then inhale, reach. So have this sense of floating with your arms. Yeah, so you're not putting a lot of tension right into the tops of your shoulders, which I know is easier said than done sometimes. And then whenever you feel ready, feel free to come into this tiny little balance here. It's okay to wobble the balance. Yeah. And then as you exhale, set both feet right back down. Inhale, roll shoulders up. Exhale, roll them back. Keep your knees really nice and soft right here. Okay. So from here, inhale, reach your arms up. And then as you exhale, come into Utkatasana, bend your knees, fingertips scoop down towards the ground, lift up, push more weight in towards your heels. And then as you straighten out your legs, you're going to release your arms down. Bend your knees, fingertips. Reach, so you're pushing a little bit more into your heels, yeah? And then lift it right back up. Good. Yeah, and then just continue. And then one more time. This time you're just going to hold it here. So you can release your arms. You can have your arms back if you want, especially if your shoulders tend to tense up a little bit. And then slowly release your arms, everyone, as you slowly stand right back up. Okay. So now you're going to come into high lunge. So if high lunge is not working for you, come back into that warrior one. Yeah. So you're going to ground down into your right foot, step back with your left, and your lunge is your back heel is elevated. So that's why it's a little bit more of a balance. You're going to stretch your fingertips all the way up overhead. Now, as you exhale, you're going to hinge forward. So your hips are level. So from here, you're going to swim your arms. So keep your right arm forward, left arm back, and then switch. Inhale here. Exhale, switch. Inhale here. Exhale, switch. All right, so stabilizing and strengthening into the legs. All right. And this next time, maybe both arms reach. Ground down into your front foot. Yeah. And then whenever you're ready, maybe hover your back toes up, or maybe you can bring your hands onto the block or onto the ground. Extend your back leg straight and come into your warrior three. Yeah, really nice. And don't worry, it will be kind of wobbly here. Yeah. And then just as gently as you come right back up, set both feet down. And again, find that stability here. Yeah. Side two here. You're going to ground down into your left foot, step back with your right. Okay. There we go. And then bend through the front knee, reach your arms all the way up. Okay. And then as you exhale, hinge forward. And then start with your right arm back. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, switch. And then you'll switch, lengthen. Exhale, switch. Keep your front toes fairly light. Yeah. Stabilize a little bit more through the glutes, a little bit more through the hamstrings. Perfect. So you're just starting to strengthen that area before we come into your balance. And you can always bring one hand onto the wall too. And then whenever you're ready, feel free to reach your arms forward. And just remember, you can always do whatever variation that you like. Yeah, you can, again, bring your hands down to the ground if you want. Stabilize into your bigger muscles as you slowly come forward. And then hinge forward. For me personally, flexing my back foot oftentimes helps here. Good. And again, don't worry about lifting your back leg too high. And then as you exhale, slowly release back up. Set both feet down. Inhale, roll shoulders up. Exhale, roll them back. Okay. Just to kind of reopen, ground out into your right foot, step back with your left, and turn towards the long edge of your mat right here. Yes, I'll just be facing in here. So all 10 toes are facing forward. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, side bend over towards the right. Inhale, you're going to come right back up. Exhale, side bend towards the left. And then just continue to go side to side. Again, reopen into the side bodies. Okay. And then slowly as you come right back up, reach your arms up and bring your hands down, whether onto a thick book, a block, or a stack of pillows. And then bend one knee and then the other, and just move a little bit side to side. Okay. And then slowly hands onto your hips, long inhale lifts you up, exhale at the very top. Now coming into warrior two here. So let's start with your right leg. So lift your right toes off the floor. Start with your right hip as you turn. So you're kind of swivel on your heel. Bend through your right knee and reach your arms out. Yeah. So your inner thigh has a sense of spinning back just a little bit more. So there's a lot of engagement into the inner thigh. Inhale, you're going to lean forward. Reach your top arm up. Keep your front knee bent. Exhale, reverse. We'll just do that 2 more times. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, reverse. 1 more time. Inhale. And then exhale. This next time, straighten out your front leg. Your kneecap is still pointing towards the second toe. You're going to reach your fingertips forward, forward, forward. Bottom hand comes down as the other arm lifts up. Yeah. Top hip can spin down a little bit. Don't worry about yanking that top hip back because that's going to eventually get into the back. Take it out of the back as much as you can. Lengthen through the side body. Okay, and then just as slowly as you come right back up. Now coming into the balance. So coming into, probably guessed it, into half moon. If you have wall space, great, come against the wall. If you have a block or a really thick book or something, place it about 1 foot in front of your front foot. Yeah. Or if you're really familiar with this pose, yeah, go into it. So bend through the front knee, bring your back leg in, and then slowly move back a little bit, and then slowly lean forward. So flex your top foot, reaching out. Yeah. So just remember, you were already there on the ground earlier. Yeah. So same sense. So whether you're standing or that's also another option too, modifying that, or on the against the wall, have everything stacked. Your joints are stacked on one another. Your front leg just as strong and steady as you were warrior 3. And then slowly release. Yeah, turn towards the long edge of your mat, hands on your hips, bend one knee, and then the other, and just kind of loosen it up. Yeah. And then slowly as you come right back up, you will lift your left toes up, turn your left toes towards the back of the mat, or you can just simply switch around. Yeah, bend through the front knee, reach your arms out. And then 3 times, inhale, you're going to lean forward. And then exhale, reverse. So a little bit more obliques here. Last one. Exhale, now straighten out your front leg, reach your fingertips forward, forward, forward. Bottom hand comes down, and then just pause right here. Top hip can spin down. Yeah. So thighs, quite strong, yeah? To hold you steady. Inhale, you're gonna come right back up and come into whatever variation of half moon that you like. Ardha Chandrasana, bend through the front knee. Walk your feet in. Maybe your hands don't come to the ground. Maybe it's almost kind of like almost like a falling star. Yeah. Or hands onto the block. Again, each side is going to react a little bit differently to this pose, and that's okay. Nice. I can always pause and kind of shake out the legs and come back to it too. Okay. And then whenever you're ready, as you come right back up, hands on your hips. Let's come into a little bit of a squat. So heels in, toes out, bend your knees, sink your seat towards knee level. If your knees are feeling a little moody, you can just stay right here. If you are liking really deep squats, go ahead and go into the deep squats. If your heels are lifting off the floor, just place a blanket underneath your heels and it'll make a happier squat. Yeah, and you just want to make these poses as happy as possible. And then if you are upright, another option too is bring one shoulder in at a time. And just make sure that the knees don't concave inwards and your knees stay out, okay? And even with a deeper squat, you can still kind of do that too, doing this tiny bit of rotational twists here. It'll probably be about the same amount as you did on the ground earlier. And then whenever you're ready, coming right back center, and then just start to make your way all the way back down to the ground. Yeah, slowly. And maybe everyone will meet with soles of your feet together, knees apart, lengthen, and then exhale, hinge. Just move a little bit side to side. And as usual, if you want your low back to open up a little bit more, draw your toes further away from you and slide your forearms behind your calves and draw your forehead towards your heels. Take a deep inhale and deep exhale. And then slowly you'll come right back up. Make your way back onto your backs and let's hug your knees in towards your chest and just move a little bit side to side. Oof. And coming into happy baby. So hands to the inside for the outside of your feet. Let your thigh bones get really heavy and just move a little bit side to side. Hopefully you're feeling warmed up enough that you can get a little bit deeper than you did at the beginning. And slowly bring your knees in towards your chest, okay? Bring your legs into a tabletop, flip your palms down towards the ground, keep your head down, and your knees can remain zipped, or you can always extend your legs straight too if you want more. So, but your main thing here with this one, keep your shoulder blades down to the floor, bring your knees over to the right, come back center, bring your knees to the left, come back center. So if your opposite shoulder lifts off the floor, you're going a little too deeply. And this is just another way to kind of open up through the low back as well as to strengthen into the core. You can always extend. All right, and then slowly as you come right back center, bring your knees in, and you can come into a reclined twist here. So you can do the same sort of twist that you did at the beginning of class, or come into your favorite variation of the twist. You're going to bring the right leg over, knees to the left, arms out. And then slowly switching over to the other side. And slowly as you come right back center, yeah, set your feet down onto the floor and come into maybe one bridge pose. You can do bridge flows and then come into a bridge pose, or continue with the bridge flow. So if you are coming into a bridge pose, please have your feet pretty parallel, hips up, and you can always bend your arms to 90 degrees and press down or clasp your hands. But find a lot of stability through the triceps, the shoulder blades, and the feet, so your glutes don't have to do all the lifting. And whenever you feel ready, feel free to slowly come down. You can do that small little cat-cows that we did earlier. Press your low back down, inhale, lift your low back off the floor, press down, release through the spine. And if there's any other pose that you want to conclude with, go into that. And then find some space for your Shavasana. And this could be legs up the wall. This could be just rolling up your blanket or pillow, placing it underneath your knees. Flip your palms up. And I can't press the shoulders down in Shavasana anymore, but one of the things you can do is squeeze your shoulder blades towards each other, take a deep inhale, and then exhale, release them apart. So with your eyes closed, just take a deep inhale. Feel your belly just start to expand and loosen, and then exhale. So if you're holding any tension, now's your time to just let that go and let the ease come in a little bit more. So keep your eyes closed and start to wiggle toes and fingers. Take a deep inhale. And a deep exhale out. Reach your arms all the way up. Exhale. Slowly start to bring your knees in towards your chest and just move a little bit side to side. And then come on to one side, then roll up into a seat, or you can just simply roll up from a fetal position to a seat. Hands onto your knees, exhale, chin towards chest. Inhale, chin up, chest up. Exhale, chin towards chest. Inhale, chin up, chest up. Inhale, roll shoulders up. Exhale, roll them back. Inhale, reach your arms out and up. Palms come together and trace them in line. Take one more deep inhale. And a deep exhale. And just one more. Exhale. With that, much love and gratitude. Namaste.